Hey everyone, it's George from Blockchain DXB and today is the 17th of June 2025 and the global cryptocurrency market cap has marginally gone down, and as I've been saying since the last few days, tomorrow is when the FOMC meeting is scheduled to take place and there is a very high possibility, guys, that the current Federal Chair Jerome Powell might actually keep the interest rate the same, and if that thing happens, things are definitely looking good for the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. But let's say because the Federal Chair Jerome Powell does decide to go ahead and reduce the interest rate, and that is because of the pressure by President Donald Trump, I'm pretty much sure the prices of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies will definitely be pumping up to the roof. But look guys, whatever I'm saying is definitely not financial advice, because in the cryptocurrency world, there is always a lot of drama going on, isn't it? As a matter of fact, guys, the first news I'm going to be talking about has to do with Pump.fun, and in a surprising move, the X account has been suspended, and looks like Elon Musk and the team behind Twitter or X, they have gone ahead and made a decision to go ahead and suspend the account, and there is a very high possibility that the team behind Pump.fun is definitely not following regulations, and I'm pretty much sure because of this, guys, things will directly and indirectly be impacting Solana blockchain as well, isn't it? Because when you talk about Solana, guys, majority of the transactions are actually pumped up because of Pump.fun. Now the timing for this is definitely unfortunate because they were planning to raise some funds, and if I'm not mistaken, the team was planning to raise up to $1 billion. So we'll definitely go ahead and discuss what this news is all about. Now the second news, guys, is to do with President Donald Trump. And President Donald Trump's Truth Social, guys, they have filed for two ETF. One is a Bitcoin ETF and the second one is an Ethereum ETF. So we'll definitely go ahead and run through this news. Now it is really interesting and crazy times that the President of the United States of America is behind Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. But look, because President Donald Trump is a massive advocate, this will definitely have a positive impact on the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies as well. So we'll definitely go ahead and touch base on this news. Now, not only presidential candidates, guys, some of the biggest detractors, they are changing the stance on Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. And JPMorgan, particularly the CEO, that is Jamie Dimon, he was a massive detractor of Bitcoin, isn't it? But looks like he has recently changed his stance. And their organization has also filed for a trademark for digital asset platform. And this particular trademark is JPMD. So I'll definitely go ahead and share more information regarding this. Now the final news, guys, is also connected to ETF. And CoinShares, which is one of the leading organizations in Europe, they have gone ahead and filed for a Solana ETF. So we'll definitely go ahead and discuss what this news is all about. Now in 2023, guys, and I believe it was in the last quarter of 2023, I did actually interview James Butterfield, who's the head of CoinShares Research. And we also talked about the possibility of an ETF approval. And fast forward to 2025, CoinShares is applying for an ETF for Solana as well. So things have definitely changed since the last 2 years, isn't it? So we'll definitely go ahead and touch base on this news. So we have quite a lot of interesting things to cover, guys, in today's episode. And like we do in every Blockchain DXB episode, guys, we will be looking at two news from Dubai, UAE and the Middle East. Now the first news is an absolutely breaking news. And Bitcoin.com, they have established the first main office in Dubai's DMCC. And this is to do with the crypto center. So we'll definitely go ahead and discuss what this news is all about. Because look, guys, so far as Bitcoin.com is concerned, they are kind of the OGs in the space, particularly when you talk about the number of customers. And the website also has a wallet integration as well. So them establishing the office in Dubai is definitely a massive deal. But at the same time, guys, are they late coming into the space? Only time will tell, isn't it? Now the second news, guys, is connected to artificial intelligence. And check this out, guys. MIT Media Labs, they are partnering with Dubai Schools for transformation of artificial intelligence in education. This, to be honest, is definitely a massive news. So we'll definitely go ahead and take a deep dive into this. Now look, guys, I cannot stress this enough. When you talk about artificial intelligence or even blockchain technologies, United Arab Emirates and Saudi Arabia is definitely the place to be, isn't it? Because there are a lot of interesting developments actually taking place. So we have got a lot of interesting things to cover, guys, in today's episode. Let's kickstart with it right away. Thank you to our sponsors for being part of the Blockchain DXB journey. Firstly, Advanced Media. Advanced Media, guys, is the largest distributor of professional video, photo, broadcast and cinematic equipment and accessories in the Middle East and MENA region. With over 2 decades of experience, Advanced Media is now the largest distributor in the Middle East, representing more than 100 recognizable brands, including brands such as Zeiss, DJI, Hasselblad, Red and Rode. As a matter of fact, guys, the very mic that I'm recording is being sponsored by Advanced Media as well. And Advanced Media has showrooms in Saudi Arabia and services as well. Looks like they're definitely taking the Middle East by storm. And here's the beautiful thing, guys. They're taking corporate social responsibility very seriously. and they're focusing on 3 P's, that is people, planet, and prosperity. Now listen guys, if you do want to find out more information regarding the statement of corporate social responsibility, check out the website, that is www.amt.tv. And here's the beautiful thing guys, they also want to be a leader and set an example and reputation as a pioneer and member of the community. And in doing so guys, they also have an AMT scholarship with SAE Institute in Dubai, UAE. So definitely check it out. And also guys, Advanced Media is committed to persistently developing, organizing and hosting training workshops, seminars and community events that educate, inform and familiarize consumers with new equipment and the latest technological advances. So listen guys, do one thing. If you do want to support this channel, go to the website, that is www.amt.tv, and follow the social media channels as well. All of the details are in the show notes below. Next, Startup OI is global one-tech platform for tech. It offers global high-paying tech jobs with flexibility in working time and location, global free tech events, and tech networks to connect with global like-minded engineers. A brilliant platform to listen to the tech experts in Metaverse and to grab their insights. Now listen, all you have to do is download the app Startup OI. If you're using an Android version, go to Google Store and App Store for iOS devices. Alternatively, you can also click on the show notes below to download Startup OI. Next, guys, listen, if you're into fitness, if you're into adventure, if you want to do something wild but still want to keep your health in check, there is a new podcast in town, a podcast focusing on obstacle course race in the Middle East. The podcast is called the Race Pace Podcast. So check out the Race Pace Podcast across all leading platforms. And the Race Pace Podcast is a peer-to-peer community-driven podcast where they talk all about obstacle course race in the Middle East, from Sandstorm to Spartan Race, from Tough Mudder to Desert Warrior Challenge, and also the Government Gov Games, and quite a lot more. The podcast has interviews with athletes locally and internationally to get inside scoop on how athletes prepare for obstacle course race. In the podcast, they also talk about interesting stories on why they are motivated to do obstacle course race. And that's not all. They also plan to release 7 NFTs. And these NFTs are no ordinary. These NFTs will represent every emirate in the UAE. And listen guys, these NFTs are going to be absolutely massive. So do one thing, go to Spotify, go to iTunes, go to any leading podcasting platform, check out the Race Pace Podcast across all leading platforms. And finally guys, not your keys, not your crypto. If you have dabbled with cryptocurrencies and now are seriously getting to protect your cryptocurrencies, there is no better way to protect it by using a hardware wallet. And this is where Ledger Wallet kicks in. And Ledger Wallets are hardware cryptocurrency wallets made by Ledger, a company headquartered in Paris, France. And Ledger's hardware wallets are multi-currency wallets that are used to store private keys for cryptocurrencies offline. And Ledger offers 2 hardware wallets, the Ledger Nano and Ledger Nano X wallets. They are world-class experts with extensive crypto security backgrounds. They continuously look for vulnerabilities in Ledger products in a constant effort to improve the level of security. Now, in today's world, securing these digital assets is a critical challenge, and this is where Ledger kicks in. So click the link below to buy your hardware wallet and support this podcast. It is a brilliant way to support this podcast. So what are you waiting for? The link is in the show notes below. Now guys, since you've taken care of that, let's kickstart by looking at the global cryptocurrency market. Now unfortunately guys, the global cryptocurrency market since the last 24 hours has actually gone down, and it is marginally down by 1.9%. And if you look at it in terms of dollar amount, today it is at $3.45 trillion. But here's the interesting thing guys, the inflows in ETF has actually increased since the last 24 hours. And today the amount is $430.05 million. So it looks like since the last 24 hours, a lot of institutional interest, particularly in the world of ETF, is taking place. And I'm talking about ETFs only connected to Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. And if you look at the total cryptocurrency market volume since the last 24 hours, guys, it is almost up by $40 billion. Today it is at $118.03 billion. And since the last 24 hours, guys, it is actually up by 21.40%. And even if you look at the volume of decentralized finance, it has definitely pumped up since the last 24 hours. Today it is at $19.09 billion. And DeFi, guys, as of today, is accounting for 14.14% of the total crypto market 24-hour volume. And since the last 6 weeks or so, guys, the total value locked is also on an uptrend. And today it is at $115.86 billion. And one matrix which I personally like, that is the decentralized to centralized exchange dominance. Today it is almost on the verge of touching the 50% mark. The decentralized to centralized exchange percentage is 49.12%. But at the same time, guys, it is also important to understand a lot of centralized exchanges are also using decentralized exchanges. So these numbers are definitely looking great, but we also need to look at the finer details of it, isn't it? Now, real world assets is definitely the hype right now. And since the last 2 weeks, guys, I'm also looking at the total value locked. And the total value locked under real world assets is at $12.49 billion. Now let's quickly run through the volume of decentralized exchanges. And check this out, guys. PancakeSwap's volume is definitely off the chart. And today the volume is at $8.42 billion. Uniswap today is at $3.91 billion. Radium, guys, is at number 3rd. And the difference between the second and third is absolutely humongous, because Radium's 24-hour volume is only at $677.61 million. Orca, guys, is at number 4th. And its 24-hour volume is $641.18 million. Pump is at number 5th, and its 24-hour volume is $611.27 million. Now let's quickly run through some numbers regarding stable coins, because whether we like it or not, the entire cryptocurrency world does actually revolve around stable coins right now, isn't it? And the market cap of stable coins currently is at $251.85 billion. Now look, guys, I cannot stress this enough. When you talk about stable coins, the market cap is probably not the best matrix we should be looking at, but we should be looking at the 24-hour trading volume now, because the whole idea of using stable coins is liquidity, isn't it? And also ease of transactions. So let me quickly run to the 24-hour volume of stable coins, and it is no surprise that Tether USDT is leading the pack, and its dominance is almost at 63%, 62.88% to be precise, and its 24-hour volume is at $87.88 billion. Circle USDC, guys, is at number 2nd, and its 24-hour trading volume is $12.12 billion. FDUSD is at number 3rd, and its 24-hour volume is at $8.09 billion. Now, unfortunately, guys, if you look at the market cap, Bitcoin's market cap has actually gone down, and today it is at $2.12 billion. Whereas Ethereum's market cap has also gone down, and today it is at $311 billion. Now, if you look at the 24-hour trading volume, guys, looks like a lot of selling is going on. And unfortunately, guys, I hate saying this, looks like since the last 24 hours, a lot of people are actually converting a lot of the cryptocurrencies onto fiat currencies, because the volume of stable coins isn't off the chart, isn't it? Now, the 24-hour trading volume of Bitcoin is at $52.77 billion, whereas Ethereum's 24-hour trading volume is $24.99 billion, and Bitcoin's dominance is at 61.06%, whereas Ethereum's dominance is at 9.03%. Now, every day in the Blockchain DXB podcast, I tend to look at one new matrix, and this entire week, guys, I am looking at decentralized apps, and I'm looking at different blockchain protocols. Yesterday, we looked at the top 5 decentralized apps that are working on Solana blockchain, isn't it? Today, guys, I want to go ahead and look at the top decentralized apps that are only working on Ethereum blockchain, and I cannot stress this enough, guys. There are different ways how you can go ahead and interpret this particular data. You can look at it in terms of dollar amount, and if you look at it in terms of dollar amount, guys, some of the projects and protocols are completely different. But I want to go ahead and look at a matrix based on something called as UAW. That is the unique active wallet interactions. Because according to me, when we talk about decentralized apps, we are literally talking about apps such as, let's say, Tinder, Instagram, Facebook Messenger to be working on blockchain protocols, isn't it? Most of the so-called decentralized apps are either connected to gamings or mostly to do with centralized or decentralized exchanges. Now let's quickly run to the top 5 decentralized apps that are working only on Ethereum. And to be honest, guys, most of them are exchanges or wallet service providers. And the number 1 is Uniswap version 4. And in terms of unique active wallet interaction, it is at 15,333. Uniswap version 2 is at number 2nd. And in terms of wallet interaction, it is 9,850. Uniswap version 3 is at number 3rd. And in terms of wallet interactions, it is 8,980. At number 4, guys, is 1inch Network, and so far as the wallet interaction is concerned, it is at 7,800. And at number 5, guys, is MetaMask Swap, and the wallet interaction is 6,420. Now look, guys, when you talk about decentralized apps, we are literally talking about the entire world using these decentralized apps, and this number should be definitely higher than what it is currently right now, isn't it? Because look, when you talk about decentralized apps working on blockchain protocols, guys, ideally we should be talking about apps that we tend to use on a day-to-day basis, and based on my understanding, some of the blockchain protocols, they can definitely go ahead and manipulate a lot of this information as well. This is just my honest thought. Now let's quickly look at the king of all kings, that is Bitcoin. And the price of Bitcoin right now is $106,678. And since the last 24 hours, it is up by 0.24%. And since the last 7 days, guys, it is actually down by 2.39%. And I cannot stress this enough, guys. This is only because a lot of notorious traders and whales are trying to manipulate the market. And the key date regarding the interest rate is tomorrow. And what I'd really urge you to do is, guys, Federal Chair Jerome Powell will be making a decision regarding the interest rate via YouTube. And you can also go to the Federal Reserve Board website and go ahead and check out his decision. But when he tends to go live via YouTube, guys, there is often question and answer session. And that question and answer session does give quite a lot of information as well. Because they're going to be discussing about tariffs. They'll also go ahead and discuss inflation, which has been down under the Trump administration, and quite a lot of other. Now, so far as Ethereum is concerned, it is at $2,585. And unfortunately, guys, since the last 24 hours, it is down by 1.48%. And since the last 7 days, it is actually down by 3.39%. Ripple XRP is at $2.23. And since the last 24 hours, it is up by 2.37%. And since the last 7 days, it is actually down by 2.27%. Now look, guys, so far as cryptocurrency and blockchain is concerned, it is always surrounded with a lot of dramas in it. And what happened, guys, is Twitter or X, they did actually go and suspend Pump.fun's official account. And if you actually go to the account, guys, it does clearly state that the account is suspended. And several Solana-based crypto projects, including Pump.fun, GMGN, BullX, as well as Eliza OS, have been suspended from X. And clearly looks like they have broken some regulations, isn't it? And the affected accounts, if you actually look at it via X, is now displaying a generic rule violation message, but there is no specific information regarding this. Now I'm really curious to check if Elon Musk has actually tweeted anything regarding this. But look, this has definitely created a bit of panic among Pump.fun. And I'm pretty much sure because of this news, the price of Solana or Sol in the near future will be impacted directly or indirectly. Now, one of the reasons why this is so important is because when you talk about Pump.fun, guys, it is more to do with social media hype, isn't it? And clearly looks like the team has violated a lot of agreements. And I'm pretty much sure because of that, the account has been suspended. Definitely unfortunate news. Now, look, so far as Bitcoin is concerned, such a thing can absolutely not happen. Because there is no single individual who goes and manages Bitcoin, isn't it? So far as Ethereum is concerned, the Ethereum Foundation could be suspended. As a matter of fact, guys, SEC under the Biden administration did actually go and issue a Wells notice to Ethereum Foundation as well. And according to me, guys, this is what separates Bitcoin from other cryptocurrencies. So definitely unfortunate news regarding Pump.fun, along with GMGN and BuildX. Now, guys, let's go ahead and discuss some news regarding the most powerful person in the world. And that is to do with President Donald Trump. And right now, there's a bit of global chaos going on between Israel and Iran as well. And according to me, guys, the only person who can go ahead and solve it is President Donald Trump. But right now, let's go ahead and talk about his stance regarding Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. And President Donald Trump's media company, guys, that is Truth Social. They have registered a statement for Bitcoin and Ethereum ETF. And Trump Media and Technology Group has filed with the SEC to launch the Truth Social Bitcoin and ETF. And the fund, guys, will hold 75% Bitcoin and 25% Ethereum. And they're aiming to reflect the market performance. And official news regarding this, guys, is actually published by Trump Media and Technology Group website. So what I'd really recommend you to do is, in the show notes below, there is an official news along with the filing with US Security and Exchange Commission. And here's the interesting thing, guys. Crypto.com will serve as the exclusive custodian, execution agent, staking as well as liquidity provider. And the ETF, guys, is sponsored by Yorkville American Digital. And it is set to be listed on New York Stock Exchange ARCA pending regulatory approval. And so far as the launch date is concerned, it might actually happen later on in this year. So it looks like 2024 is all about President Donald Trump and Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. Now, along with that, guys, one of the financial giants, that is JPMorgan Chase, they have also filed a trademark for a blockchain-based project, and their trademark is JPMD. That is J for Jack, P for Peter, M for Mother, and D for David. And this trademark is for a blockchain-based project that will be offering digital asset trading payments as well as transfers. Now, this particular move has sparked speculation that it could be a stable coin, despite the filing not using the term specifically. Now, it's really important to understand, guys, that so far JP Morgan is concerned, they already run a blockchain unit which is formerly called as Zonex, and now it has changed to Kinesis, and this particular blockchain project handles over $2 billion in daily transactions. So this particular move by the Trademark by them does reinforce its growing commitment to the so-called Web3 and digital asset spaces in it. So definitely interesting news, I guess. Now guys, let's go and talk about CoinShares, which is a leading organization in Europe, and they have filed for a Solana ETF and Nasdaq with the US Security and Exchange Commission, and they're aiming to list it on Nasdaq as well. Now this particular move is really interesting is because there were similar filings by 7 major firms including Fidelity, Grayscale, as well as Vanek, as all of them were focusing on a Solana-based ETF. Now look guys, regarding an approval for a Solana ETF, analysts are estimating a 70% chance of approval. Now could it be possible the whole drama regarding Pump.fun will directly or indirectly be impacting Solana ETF? Or really, I'm not sure if your Security and Exchange Commission will be taking that into consideration as well. But based on my opinion, they should definitely be looking at that. So these were some macro level news guys on the Bitcoin blockchain cryptocurrency world. Now let's go ahead and look at 2 news from Dubai, UAE and the Middle East. And the first news guys is probably the biggest one. And Bitcoin.com, they have decided to establish the first main office in Dubai. And they're doing that at DMCC's Crypto Center. So let me go ahead and give out more information regarding this, because this particular move does enhance Dubai's role as a global hub for blockchain and Web3 innovation, isn't it? And so far as Dubai Multi-Commodity Center is concerned, it is currently home to over 25,000 businesses, including 3,200 tech companies, and the DMCC Crypto Center guys now hosts over 650 crypto and blockchain companies. And so far as Bitcoin.com is concerned, they are globally known for the cryptocurrency news, education, as well as self-custody tools. And if I'm not mistaken guys, Bitcoin.com, the domain name is worth roughly around $16 million right now as well. Now look, the MENA expansion allows Bitcoin.com to engage with the growing regional crypto community, and Bitcoin.com aims to share its global expertise to support the local ecosystem. And Bilal Osama guys, who is the director of ecosystem of DMCC, has emphasized the center's innovation focus, and he also highlighted DMCC's role in attracting top blockchain talent and firms. And so far as DMCC is concerned guys, they do offer full business setup services, access to capital and investor network, and the center also provides accelerator programs and strategic Web3 partnership as well. And Corbin Fraser, who is the CEO of Bitcoin.com, has praised the UAE's pro-crypto stance as well, and he has also cited clear regulations, fast-tracking licensing, and a pro-innovation mindset. And DMCC's crypto ecosystem and infrastructure guys were the key reasons for choosing Dubai as a place. But my big question is, are they a bit too late right now? They should have been here probably around in 2020 or something, isn't it? But nonetheless guys, Bitcoin.com does see Dubai as a base for building strong MENA regional partnership, and Dubai's Virtual Regulatory Authority does offer regulatory clarity for the Web3 ecosystem as well. And more importantly, Dubai's tax efficiency and global connectivity does attract international digital asset firms. And I very strongly feel guys, with Bitcoin.com joining DMCC, it does further cement its position as a Web3 innovation powerhouse as well. So definitely interesting news. Now the second news guys is also an interesting news, and this is connected to artificial intelligence. And Dubai Heights Academy, that is DHA guys, they are partnering with MIT Labs on a landmark AI education initiative. Now this collaboration did actually begin roughly around half a decade ago, going back to late of 2020, as they were focusing on ethical AI integration. Now Dubai Heights Academy guys is the only school outside the United States of America involved in MIT's RICA, that is responsible AI for computational action. And this particular project is part of MIT's broader RAISE initiative that is focusing on promoting responsible AI in education and society. And Cynthia Brazil, who's MIT professor and dean for digital learning guys, will be leading the project from the US side. And Alison Lamb, who is Dubai Heights Academy principal, has been key in developing the MIT partnership going back to 2019. And a new $160 million secondary facility at DHA, that is Dubai Heights Academy, will anchor the expansion of the AI curriculum. And this curriculum incorporates artificial intelligence, robotics, ethical design, and hands-on application for all age group. And students begin learning artificial intelligence from year 5 in 2025, with plans to expand to year 1 and 4 in the following years. And MIT's input guys will help revise Dubai Heights Academy's course material on direct student and teacher feedback. And the program also gives students unique access to AI technologies, including robotics like Jibo as well. And look, the collaboration focuses on making artificial intelligence more humane, prioritizing empathy and ethical use. And AI fluency is taught as essential for future success, beyond just digital literacy or coding. And the program exposes students on real-world problem solving and computational thinking. And Dubai Arts Academy, guys, aims to become a regional AI research hub, with MIT potentially expanding its local presence. And this initiative is described as transformational, equipping students to become ethical leaders in future shaped by artificial intelligence. Now look, as I cannot stress this enough, so far as United Arab Emirates and Saudi Arabia is concerned, they are definitely taking leaps and bounds, particularly in the field of artificial intelligence, as well as adoption of cryptocurrency and blockchain as well. So definitely brilliant news. So these were the newscasts on the Bitcoin, blockchain, cryptocurrency, and artificial intelligence world from Blockchain DXB. In case if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating, and share the word across. Now for the next few minutes is going to be an Ask Me Anything series, where your listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. So let's get started with the Ask Me Anything series. Hey everyone, it's George from Blockchain DXB. You're listening to the Ask Me Anything series, where your listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. I have a question by Rajiv who asks, what decision will Jerome Powell be making regarding the interest rate? This, to be honest, Rajiv, is such a really important question. And what I often tell my clients is, when you talk about Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies at a macro level, there are two factors we need to be looking at. The first one is the CPI numbers or the inflation numbers, and the second one is the FOMC meeting. Now, the FOMC meeting is actually scheduled to take place tomorrow, and Federal Chair Jerome Powell does actually go live roughly around at 10 p.m. Gulf Standard Time. And what I'd really recommend you, Rajiv, to do, and even for our listeners, is go ahead and listen to the entire speech, because he does give his reasoning as to what decision he has made, and more importantly, why he has gone ahead and made the decision. Now, according to me, Rajiv, because the inflation was actually down because of tariffs, there is a very high possibility he might actually keep the interest rate the same. But President Donald Trump is forcing him to go ahead and reduce the interest rate, isn't it? And now President Donald Trump has been given okay by Supreme Court that he can actually indirectly go ahead and fire Jerome Powell as well. And last week, Jerome Powell was at a Senate hearing, and he did actually state that there will be another person called as Kevin who might actually replace that role. And if that thing happens, I'm pretty much sure the interest rate will be reduced. And if the interest rate is reduced, I'm pretty much sure the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies will definitely be pumping up. But look, what I'd really recommend you to do is wait for the decision that does actually happen tomorrow. And after the announcement is made, there is often question and answer session. And a lot of mainstream media will be talking about the war regarding Iran and Israel, and a lot of things that are not connected to inflation as such. But look, I definitely do feel that the interest rate will actually be the same. But if Jerome Powell does actually go ahead and reduce the interest rate, that would be absolutely phenomenal for the US economy. And when the US economy does great, the entire world has a domino effect, isn't it? So I wouldn't be surprised if Jerome Powell does actually go ahead and reduce the interest rate. Because look, since the last 3 months, Rajiv, the inflation has been going down. And if you look at the economic outlook since the last 2 months, the numbers are definitely looking great for the US economy. So definitely interesting question. And that's about all, guys, on the Ask Me Anything series on Blockchain DXB. In case if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating, and share the word across. Remember, Monday to Thursdays, we have Blockchain DXB podcast, where we cover top news and information pertaining to the price of Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies. And then we look at 2 news from Dubai, UAE, and the Middle East on the Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies, and even artificial intelligence world. We also look at the local development taking place in the technology field. And what you're listening to right now is the Ask Me Anything series, where your listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. So thanks so much for listening, guys, and have a nice one. Bye-bye.